And this be from Cash, not from YouTube.
The STEM Society.
Bitch, I feel like Simone Green. I don't care about a bitch, I lay that hoe right on scene. Man, I got these blue faces, man, they coming out my jeans. I ain't mugging, it's my face, all my bitches think I'm mean. Green Range Rover, bitch, I feel like Simone Green. I don't care about a bitch, I lay that hoe right on scene. Man, I got these blue faces, man, they coming out my jeans. I ain't mugging, it's my face, all my bitches think I'm mean. And that booty big like a plasma. And I got my pump like it's asthma. Little nigga, it get tragic. I love my bitches looking ratchet.
The STEM Society.
Good, not ass, she was classy. Bitch, don't harass and I pass.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. Episode 43 is live, and man, what a week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your 4th of July. I'm vegan, so I didn't have ribs or hamburgers or anything like that. It was more like Impossible burgers and fries. Yeah, it's boring. But I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July weekend or week or whatever the hell you did. It was hot as hell where I live at. I live in Birmingham, Alabama. It was hot as the devil outside. And I didn't grill. I didn't go to nobody's grill. I just stayed in the house and made my own food. That's how hot it was. Couldn't hit nobody up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed your 4th of July and you were able to go out grilling and stuff like that. Fireworks, though. The fireworks show that I seen, 2 thumbs up. Probably one of the best ones I've seen in a while. Yeah. I mean, I live literally right down the street, so I can actually open up my, I can go on my deck and actually watch like the fireworks show. So I thought that was really cool. But other than that, man, I hope that your 4th of July was great. I hope you guys were safe. And I hope you guys ate a lot of barbecue. So this show is the last show for a while. I'm still moving, or I'm in the middle of moving, so I'll be moving. So this will be the last episode for about a week, maybe a week and a half, according to how long it's going to take to get my setup straight again. So do not expect any new content for about a week and a half. What else? Patreon is coming. I should have the Patreon up by Wednesday just for people to be able to subscribe. I will be doing a welcome video just to let you guys, just to welcome you in and say thank you. And that'll be up. It should be some new content coming to the Patreon probably the week when I come back with the show on YouTube. If you want to keep tabs on everything that I'm doing right now, it's 2 ways to do it. The first way is to follow me on Instagram. That's at ColeJackson_BYNK. You can follow me there, and that way you can kind of keep up with what I'm doing. Or the community what is it? Community. It's a community announcements or whatever it is on YouTube. Make sure you guys are keeping tabs on that. That's when I'll tell you when the show is coming back and any other announcements I need to do. I'll be posting on both of those platforms. So just keep an eye out for that. Those are the easiest way until I can get everything moved because I have to do everything off my phone. So that's the easiest way to be able to get updates on what's going on, when the show is going to come back, anything. So just make sure you guys are keeping tabs. And thank you for everybody who's been subscribing. I got a subscriber who said some really cool shit. It was the first time he had watched the show and he enjoyed it and he instantly subscribed. Thank you for joining the society, homie. I think I'll even put the thing up right here. Thank you. I appreciate everybody who has been subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's grow this organically, and let's make sure that we have everybody that's part of the society. What else? I don't think there's anything else I have right now. Again, the content's going to be paused for a little bit until I can get moved. Boy, do I love moving. This week's episode is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. I got stuff I still got to pack. I still got a ton of stuff that I got to get up out of here. So let's get into it.
New releases.
So I only have one album for the new releases. If you watch the show consistently, you know I'm a 42 Dugg fan. And 42 Dugg dropped a new album. It's called Forever Us Neva Them. 21 tracks, 58 minutes. Whew. Let me get this out of the way right now. The 21 tracks is too long. It's too long for me. I enjoy 42 Dugg, but it just was too many. It's too many songs on here that were kind of like throwaways or sounded similar to another song. I feel like if he would have cut it down to probably, I feel like a good 17 would have been straight. Maybe even 15. The album's easy to go through, like, because there's a lot of short songs on here, so you can get through it pretty easy. But I was shifting through too many songs. I think Dugg, this is 42 Dugg's first album since he got out, and the feature list. Oh my God, I gotta. I didn't write these features down, but I gotta pull this up because the features he had on here, man, he had a ton of people on here. Meek Mill, Rallo Rodriguez, Sexy Red, Black Youngster, ESTG, Jeezy, Lil Baby. Nice roster of people who are the features on this album. And I thought the features made sense. I don't think there was one that was out of place. Even the Sexy Red feature was good. So those are some of the positives of the album. How can I put it? The album's not bad, but there were a lot of skips on this album. And I think it was because, for me, the production didn't really shine through on this one. There were a few songs on here, like Org. Org is a fire ass song. He took a Missy Elliott, I think he took the Sock It To Me beat, and it was a flip. And I was like, oh, that's smart. And Dugg actually floated on that. I ain't gonna say floated. He slid on that. He slid on that beat. Killed it. I think he did a great job with that. The song he had with ESTG, Since When, I love that song. I love when ESTG and 42 Dugg get together because I think they have some of the best chemistry when they work together. And the 4x4 song with Meek Mill. Now, I was real skeptical about the Meek Mill feature because Meek has been hit or miss this year. Like, he just hasn't really been on top of his game when it comes to rap. I think Meek showed up and did what he had to do. Even the song with Lil Baby, the song called No Love, I enjoyed that too. Like, I enjoyed a lot of the songs he had features on. But too many songs just sounded similar with just Dugg on there. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And I don't even know why he had a 21 song album, to be honest with you. I feel like since he just got out, he wanted to let everybody know that he was back. He wanted to let everybody know that he was still active, and I get it. But if he would have shortened this album down a lot more, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Again, I'm not saying the album's bad, but this album is made more for me to take songs and put it in a playlist than it is me actually kind of going back and enjoying it. I always compare, when I listen to 42 Dugg, I compare the album he did with ESTG, Last One's Love. That album is probably one of my favorite 42 Dugg albums, and those have some of my favorite 42 Dugg songs on there. It's too long, bro. It's too long. It's just too long. Sometimes I can get through long albums when I don't have to shift through to get to my favorite songs. And I went through this album twice. It's too much stuff that I got to skip to get to like different songs. And there's some songs that's on here that goes into the next song really well. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not coming back to this album just for the simple fact that it's just too much skipping on here. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try it out. I think it's an okay album. It's just something that I ain't gonna go back to. And I've already picked out my favorite songs and put them on playlist already. So if you get a chance, go and listen to 42 Dugg, Forever Us Neva Them. It is a okay album, but it ain't nothing I'm coming back to later on. Okay, so I cannot I know this still is the new release section and everything like that. There is no way I could do this without talking about Kendrick dropping his new video for Not Like Us. So let me just say this right now. Kendrick's video is doing what it's supposed to do. To me, this is a love letter to the West Coast, a love letter to LA. I think a lot of people don't really realize a lot of symbolism that's in here, and I'm not gonna do a breakdown video. That's not my place. It's too much stuff going on in that video for me to break it down. But a few things that I do want to point out that I thought were amazing. First and foremost, the song at the beginning of this fucking video, the snippet that he played, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. I have no idea. I need that song. I need the full song. I don't know when he's going to drop it. I need that full song because that shit was heat. Great job for setting us up, which I think is a possibility that we'll be getting a full album. I think Kendrick's going to drop a full album. After hearing the snippet in the beginning, the video, everything is pretty much done. He's wrapped up this whole beef with Drake, and I think it's time to move into album mode. And if we're getting an album this year, I said it on Instagram and I'm going to say it on here, Kendrick's pretty much got the year wrapped up. He does. From the diss tracks to the video to the Ken and Friends show, everything he's done this year has pretty much been him. Now, I know a lot of people who's just like, well, if it wasn't for Drake, he wouldn't be getting all this attention. I beg to differ because a lot of people really don't realize that even though he doesn't sell like your fave, he has very much had an impactful catalog if you go back and look at what he's been dropping. And I just feel like him dropping this video, being a love letter to the West, Tommy the Clown, some of the spots that he went to Tams, what else, man? Being in the projects in Compton. There's a list of people in that video that you may or may not know, but the different places that he was in LA, like everything about that video was just a love letter to LA, to Compton, to the West Coast in general. And for anybody who even knows about the West Coast or even from the West Coast, they know it's bigger than just a video. With the things that he had in there. He even had DeMar DeRozan in that bitch. Like, come on, bro. Like, everything about that video made me smile. I've watched the video several times just because I always seem to catch something new or finding TikTok videos and saying, hey, did you see this with the Easter eggs and stuff like that? But I think Kendrick has really, really kind of showed people like a different side of him, because this is not Kendrick. Kendrick's not outside. Kendrick's not this type of dude to be doing this type of stuff. I like that. I think we've opened him up to another section of people who hasn't really been exposed to the type of stuff that he does. And I hate that it took a beef for people to even realize how good of a rapper or an artist he is. The visions, the different types of stuff that he had in the video, it just works, man. If you haven't, go back and watch some of his old videos. You'll get the same kind of stuff in some of his other videos. But I think this was amazing. I love it being a love letter to the West. I just love the fact that Kendrick is getting all this attention because he deserves it. He's not a big three for no reason. What else? Showing his family. Okay? There's family in there. Even if it's fake, I'm glad he had his family. I'm glad he had his wife and his kid. Well, his fiance. Jesus. His fiance and his kids in there. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was dope. Free showed up. There's a lot of other people that you may not know unless you're a West Coast motherfucker or you just understand the West Coast that's in here. But I think this is a great cherry on top after all of the beef stuff. I'm ready to move past it. It's just time, bro. Like, it's cool. We've it's enough. It's done. He's even put the owl at the end of the video, putting the owl in the cage. Yeah, we're done. Let's get past all of this beef stuff now, and let's get into like album mode. That's what I'm ready for. If Kendrick is dropping an album this year, I am most definitely ready for a Kendrick album. I think this is the perfect setup to be able to roll out your new album on your new label or whatever PG Lang is and kind of just show everybody this side of you more. Because I think with him being, and this is just me being just a theory, but I think with him being on PG Lane now and being off of TDE, one, they're not beefing. It's no love lost between TDE and Kendrick. But I think that with him doing his own thing and being able to do it his way, I think this is way better. So I have to salute Kendrick. Thank you for showing the West so much love and uniting a lot of niggas. You united a lot of people. You showed how much you love the West too. It's great. I know people be like, you glazing. I don't give a fuck. It's all about the West Coast, bro. And I think Kendrick did a tremendous and great love letter to the West with this video and with everything he's done ever since the Drake beef has jumped off. So thank you, Kendrick. I appreciate you. Everybody should appreciate you and love you for dropping this video and doing what a lot of people didn't think you could do.
The STEM Society.
Slap your pit in his nose for thinking he rap. Don't need to tell.
Legend made another one.
Superman bullets in his cape for thinking he tough. Slap your pit up in the nose for thinking he rough. Ride around on my lap and I don't need a tuck. I sprint all the way to Milwaukee to get to the bus.
STEM Society.
In the paint, but Kobe in the clutch. I could do the dodge, the AMG, or hop in the truck.
All right, so I got one story. Well, I actually got 1.5 stories. The other one is really just an opinion about something that I seen earlier this week, and it's made me sick to my stomach. But let's get to this story. So it was revealed that a rapper from the freshman class, the 2024 freshman class, up and just kind of left the shoot before the Cypher. Now, it's been rumblings of who it is, and they've actually been announced, but let me tell the story before I get into who it was. So the editor-in-chief, Vanessa Satin, she wrote this. The shoots didn't go off without a hitch, though. One freshman got so shook over the Cypher that he ditched the shoot literally 5 minutes before it was going to be filmed. He pretended to go to his car for clothing, hopped in, and got out of there. He and his team then refused to answer our calls or his publisher's calls. It would have been nice for them to return one call. I've never seen anything like it before. Some of you probably laugh at what he did because you think he's popping anyway. So it ain't nothing. But I think it was a pathetic way to handle things. And it definitely caused some havoc, and it felt like a ruthless way to conduct themselves. So that's what the editor-in-chief, Vanessa Satin, said, which she ain't lying. She's not lying. It's kind of terrible. But it was a buzz on the internet about it. It was a little bit of a back and forth. So then Lucky actually had some comments about Double XL after the whole situation went down. He actually did what did he do? He actually did like a voice note on Twitter. I'm actually going to play that for you guys right here.
Hey, I'm about to delete this because it's not my business. But look, hey, the fact Double XL could get mad that somebody don't want to do that freestyle, that they just like that aware, like, oh yeah, this shit not gonna go out like the best way for me. Like, bro, it's 2024. The fact they still got the format the same as it was in like 2013, that's how you know they like Double XL kind of in it just for like the the engagement part now, you know what I'm saying? Because they know like the freestyle is going to be the most viral part. Like, it's 2024. Niggas don't even record music the same way. Shit, fuck record. Niggas don't even consume music the same way they was in 2013. So the fact that you make like these young artists go up there and like freestyle and then gotta have a freestyle on any beat to something that they don't got already, because nobody even do that in the first place. Like, it's not no fucking young Nasir from Queens gonna pop up. Like, it's no lyrical geniuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is, but people don't even care about the lyrics. Like, so the fact that they still got them doing that is you obviously setting them up for failure. Like, it's 2024. If they want people to care about the freshman list, they gonna change the freshman list to get like in times with the fucking like the times.
So that was what Lucky had to say about this whole situation. Basically saying y'all are living in the past. Nobody cares about lyrics anymore. Who wants to rap? Who wants to freestyle? Like, what? Are you serious? So So we come to find out that the artist who backed out or left was Richard Miri. Now, Richard Miri actually kind of jumped on Twitter and kind of confirmed that it was him, saying, XXL, why y'all lying? I didn't pretend to go get no clothes. I just walked out. So Richard Miri is actually telling them he dipped. So he felt like he was being lied on. So then it goes forward. XXL said this: we did receive an apology from the freshman's manager a few days later, but never heard from the artist directly. Ultimately, we hate to see freshmen back out of Cyphers because this is what they do for a living. They rap. There is no specific link the verse is supposed to be, but still, that's too hard for some of them. Damn, that's fucked up. So it was a bit of a buzz on social media about this whole situation with Richard Miri and what Lucky said. All I'm gonna do is be honest with y'all when I talk to y'all about these subjects. Come on, bro. Like, the freshman class has had a history since early 2000s of people doing freestyles and ciphers. That's just how it goes. Do you feel? I mean, I don't know if why would this format change? This is a platform for a lot of artists to be able to be seen and get more recognition for who they are and what they do. I think that Lucky's take on this whole thing is kind of ignorant, because why should they change for this generation? If that was the case, man, they would have changed it 10 years ago. Like, some shit, some people, I think a lot of these artists don't understand the art of saying no to shit. Just because they invite you to be on the cover or be a part of something, and if you feel like you can't handle the responsibilities, which I feel like XXL lays out when they talk to these people, say no, nigga. Like, you ain't got to be a part of that shit. You can, if you made it this far without XXL, you can continue to make it that far again, or even get to a higher level. Just as much, because I think Lucky was saying, like, they're using these artists. Y'all are using XXL. What are we talking about here, bro? Like, it's an exchange. That's how shit works. You don't get to certain places without doing certain things or exchanging services. That's just how the world works. And if it was such a big problem now, because I think Lucky was an artist last year, why didn't you step up to the plate last year? Or why didn't you step up? Prime example, Coi Leray. Everybody went fucking nuts on Coi Leray's freestyle. They hated it. Guess what? She's still successful. She's still doing what she's supposed to be doing, and she got past it. Like, I'm not really going to talk down on these artists, because if we're being real with each other, like, music has changed, and the way people listen to music has changed. The way people put music out has changed. A lot of people don't have the skills, and this is no disrespect to any artist, but a lot of artists just don't have the skill to freestyle. I get it. Write your shit down. But if that's the case, like, be professional and either say, I don't want to do this because of X, Y, and Z, or just turn the goddamn cover down. It's that simple. Just say fucking no. Some of these artists that are really new, even people as big as Doja Cat and Lizzo, they get this fame and then they feel pressured to have to do shit. Honestly, if you made it this far without the shit, then don't do it. If you feel like you can make it without doing certain things, say no. But at all times, be professional, man. I think that's what anybody ever asks. Be professional. It just didn't make any sense to me that somebody would just be. It doesn't make sense to say yes to something when you know the history of something else. XXL has been doing this for years. There have been people who have turned down. Tory Lanez has turned down the freshman class. It's rumored that Drake turned down the freshman class also. Like, it's people who say no and still be successful. So stop blaming all of this bullshit on people living in the past, or like, well, you guys are exploiting. No, they're not. It's another platform for you guys to be seen so you can actually make more money. Do you want to make money? Like, that's what kills me too. I think we're to the point now where a lot of these artists don't even want to make money anymore. They just want to be on Instagram and be famous and have 4.2 million followers. Nigga, make the fucking money and stop bullshitting. You didn't have to say yes. None of you have to say yes to this. And if we're being honest, I like what Cash Cobain said it at the BET Awards. He said, nope. My shit is trash. I'm not a freestyle. I don't freestyle. I don't do none of that shit. That's just not what I do and who I am. He said it at the BET Awards in an interview. And I respected him for that. But just up and leaving because you can't do your job. Come on, my nigga. Come on. And for Lucky, his whole situation, I felt like he wasn't fully gonna stand on his square because he deleted his post. He deleted it. And I think it's in the voice note. If you listen to the voice note, he said, I'm gonna delete this later because it's none of my business. Come on, man. A lot of you people, a lot of you artists have got to realize you don't have to do it. Like, your manager works for you, not the other way around. Like, if it's something that you don't feel comfortable with, even if you know the history behind it, because again, the freshman class has a history of doing ciphers, freestyle ciphers. That's been the history of that since early 2000s. If you don't want to do it and you feel like you still can make it, then don't do it. Say no. It's easy. And I know they ain't giving a bag out for this shit. Double XL ain't paying y'all niggas to be on the cover. So it's just one of those free promotion type things. Start saying no and getting out of this shit, man, because I'm telling you now, this makes you look even worse. I think being unprofessional makes you look way worse than not freestyling or not being a part of the cypher or just saying no to the cover. Like, I think, and I could be wrong, and I might be looking at it from a bad point of view, but the last thing you want to do is look unprofessional when it comes to stuff like this, because if you're unprofessional on this, when brands see stuff like this, they're less likely to work with you, and they're less likely to go give you offers and deals on stuff like that. So it is what it is. I understand this ain't freestyling or ciphers might not be your bag, but guess what? You can always say no to this shit. Stop wasting people's time, man, and learn how to be professional. All right, this is the last thing I want to go over, man, before I get up out of here. And I'm not really going to dig too deep in the story. I just kind of want to give my opinion about it. Like, Adam 22 interviewed Pop Smoke's killer. And I don't understand why. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understand people do shit for likes and clicks and views and so on and so forth, man. But, like, I'm kind of tired of like these types of people in the media, especially in the hip hop media space, getting away with it, whatever they want to get away with. Like, Adam 22 has been consistent with kind of disrespecting our culture. He's been consistent with doing shit like this on a regular basis. And I know he probably feels like he's doing big time media, or I'm doing, I'm tackling the tough stories. I think it's really just exploiting us. And I think it's bullshit. I don't feel like it's cool. And then the interview and the way this dude was talking about how he don't feel no remorse, I didn't watch it. I just watched clips because I thought it was disgusting. Like, I didn't want to watch that shit. Pop Smoke was going to be one of those artists that was going to be a really big deal. He was so talented and he was on his way, and he got took out by this dude. And for Adam to be okay with exploiting this, and actually, let's be honest, man, his family got to see that shit, or his family gotta live through this whole shit again. They're dealing with a lot, probably still dealing with grief. But I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. When it comes to hip hop media, when it comes to stuff like this, we don't gatekeep the right way. Because if we did, Adam 22 wouldn't be a part of this whole situation. And I know I'm on a lower level, and I know I don't get the followers and subscribers that Adam 22 has currently, and I get that. But like, when it comes to stuff like this, the big time the big time talking heads, the big three of the hip hop media space, where are they at? Why aren't they putting some of this shit in check? You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if y'all are big enough to be the top three in hip hop media, according to Complex, then you guys are powerful enough to kind of move this bullshit out the way. But it's okay for them, though. It's all right. Well, everybody's trying to make money, and that shit is not going to be, you know. I hate the fact that we have to live through or put up with this type of shit because we don't have people who are in certain spaces to be able to get rid of this bullshit. Matter of fact, a lot of the big three of the hip hop media space have been on Adam's show and interviewed with him and had very good conversations with him. And then they try to wave their finger at him. Oh, you bastard. It's bullshit. It ain't right. And I don't think they look at it that way. And I know Adam 22 doesn't give a fuck. We ain't nothing but some niggas to him, and that's all he's gonna ever do is exploit us as long as we allow it to happen. And I know a lot of people feel like No Jumper is dead. I beg to differ. When shit like that happens, or when he does certain things like this, because I'm pretty sure he got a ton of views just by sitting down with Pop Smoke's killer. It's disgusting and it's terrible, and I really wish we could change this shit and just kind of push those types of people out of the space, man. And I know everybody's like, well, everybody got to make money, man. But to me, and this is just how I've looked at it, he hasn't done anything to better the culture. He hasn't done anything but exploited us since he's got into the fucking space. And that sucks, man. Like, we're better than that. Way better than that. But it feels like nobody wants to step up and kind of let him know that he's not wanted here anymore. We don't want to support that shit anymore. A lot of these big time talking heads continue to say, oh, that shit's dead. I just don't feel the same way. I didn't want to get too deep into this story because, again, I think it's just kind of gross and weird, bro. And I just didn't want to get into it too heavy. I just wanted to speak my piece on that because I just feel like I like Pop Smoke. I thought Pop Smoke was fire. I thought he was a great artist. And for somebody to go as low as to interview his killer, it says a lot about where we are in the space, and it says a lot about what we support, and it says a lot about what we really want out of hip-hop media. So I just wanted to say that, get that out of the way. I don't got nothing else. I told you this was going to be a short episode, in and out, because I still have a lot of stuff to do as far as like moving. But for everybody who's a part of the society, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And if you're not a part of the society, why aren't you joining into society? Now, look, if you are one of those people who haven't subscribed, I really appreciate any play, like, listen, or comment. That helps me break the algorithm chains. But if you really want to support an independent black content creator like myself who's trying to get out of here, it's full time now, help me by subscribing to the BYNK Radio YouTube channel. Be a part of the society. Be a part of something special. Be a part of something that's growing every day. For everybody who's stuck by my side all the way through this point, I appreciate it. It's only up from here. The next time you see me, I will be in a different place. Probably a different set, and we'll have a live on Patreon to kind of talk about music, where I'm going as far as content creation, and what's coming up next. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining me, and I will catch you when I catch you. Peace out.
Pull up, gripping grain in my candy-coated frame. Went to McDonald's for an all-star LeBron James. They said we out loud. I said for real. Got mad, pop trunk, knocked the toy out of Happy Meal. I move birds like a game of duck hunt. Grill so cold, I done put out the blunt. Candy so wet, I done wet up the blunt. Got a hand throwing up the three.
Thank you for
when
joining the
I
STEM
pop
Society.
I feel like Monica, cause I'm so gone. You know me and Mud smoked about 4 zones.